evening, everyone. My name is Jackie Avila, and I have the incredible honor of being a lead case manager here at Team Impact. I'm a certified child life specialist and one of 14 case managers at Team Impact. All of us with a clinical background who work each day to ensure our program is the highest quality for our families and teams across the country. So, what exactly does that mean? Each of us work to support 85 children.
Like me. Hi, I'm Massimo.
Yes, children like Massimo, their families and teams.
Go Bruins!
We call these relationships matches, and our role is making sure each child accomplishes the goals that they have for their Team Impact experience by being in constant communication with both the family, the team, throughout their 2-year match.
But some of us like to hang around longer than 2 years.
Like Massimo, their relationships grow beyond 2 years. Throughout that time, as case managers, we become a trusted ear for families. We support them through conversations about a child's medical, emotional, and behavioral challenges, to updates on recent ER visits, to how a new round of steroids or chemotherapy is going. We're also there for the difficult conversations, the what ifs. What if treatment fails? What if we lose this battle? But we also have the privilege of talking about the positive moments, the growth, the joy, the sense of belonging, and the confidence that grows as children connect with their new teammates.
Yes, my teammates are some of my closest friends. Because case managers invest so much time in their matches like me, they get to know their families very well. Jackie and my mom are no exception. Living with cystic fibrosis is, well, it stinks. But my mom wanted to make sure I lived as normal a life as possible. She's kind, thoughtful, caring, and the best mom. Let me introduce you to my mom, Stacey Armato.
Being a part of the UCLA soccer team is really cool because I get to have all these cool and different experiences.
My idea with Massimo was like, look, if he's part of the team, how do I make him feel like he's one of my players?
Massimo has been with us for the last couple of years, and he's a great guy. I love the energy that he brings to the team.
When he first came to our team, he was a bit shy, but he immediately got out of his shell and became best friends to all of us.
As soon as you let him go, there was light in his eyes.
The first time I ever met the boys and high-fived them, my face lit up with a smile once I knew all of them and watched them play soccer, because there's nothing better or greater for me.
Well, thank you all. It's such an honor to be here with you tonight. But to understand how we got here, I would love to take you back with me, back to June 6th, 2015. I was in a delivery room. I was laughing with the doctors and the nurses. I remember reminding them, let's not forget, I want skin to skin the moment he's born. We were so excited. I was so ready to meet him. And instead, the moment came. He was here, but the room went completely quiet. I knew immediately that something was wrong. Instead of skin to skin, I watched a team of NICU nurses rush into the room. I waited for that one thing that every parent waits for, that first cry. I never noticed it with my other 2 kids, but there's a timer in delivery rooms, and it tracks the seconds between when a baby is born and then when they take their first breath. I watched that timer reach 3 minutes. I watched it reach 4 minutes. I watched it reach 5 minutes before I finally heard him take that first breath, his first cry. Those 5 minutes felt like a lifetime to me, but it was just the beginning of our journey with cystic fibrosis. CF is a life-limiting chronic disease, and it affects your respiratory and digestive systems. It's relentless. By the time Mossy was 6 years old, he already had multiple surgeries, a few long hospital stays, and some ambulance rides that I would give anything to forget. And through all of it, the thing that hurt him most wasn't the procedures or the pain. It was the times he was sitting on the sidelines at his own soccer games because he was coughing so hard he couldn't catch his breath, all while watching his teammates play. I struggled trying to think of any possible solution at that time, but nothing could put him back on that field. He handles all of it with more grace than most adults that I know. He never lets it define him, but he knows the weight of it. It's the daily treatments, the medications, all the responsibilities no child should have to carry. Mossy has regular clinic appointments with his whole care team. We walk in each time for all of those people that keep him healthy and yet fully aware of everything they still cannot cure. The hardest part about being Mossy's mom isn't keeping his spirits up during those long appointments or hospital stays. It's just knowing I can't take that CF away. A few years ago at clinic, Mossy's social worker mentioned team impact. Mossy's eyes lit up. Wait, I get to play with college athletes? I get to be part of their team? He was over the moon. And I remember getting a form. We had to list 5 sports and 5 universities. And we live in the Los Angeles area, and his dad was an athlete at UCLA way back in the day. So naturally, Mossy wanted to write UCLA 5 times and men's soccer 5 times. There was only one answer for him. So when the match was confirmed and he saw UCLA men's soccer, something shifted in him. That cloud that CF sometimes put over his life, it lifted. Suddenly, his diagnosis wasn't the thing that made him different than other kids. It was the thing that made him special. UCLA was so incredibly great to him, and they continue to be. He had his own signing day. He would practice with the team. Would be after practice. Players would sometimes stay an extra hour just for Mossy to pass the ball around and play. And I'll never forget the day those Division I athletes drove to watch 9-year-old AYSO players play on a torn-up elementary school grass field in Hermosa Beach, cheering like it was the World Cup final. That was the most incredible day. Mossy and his own soccer teammates got the chance to be ball boys during a UCLA game. One of the players on the team even got him access to walk on the field for the Galaxy game. These are things that only kids can only dream about. Although he was just as happy to be that kid that got access to the UCLA field to sit on the bench with the guys and help them strategize throughout their whole game. But what Team Impact gave him was something no prescription can provide. It was a sense of belonging, a team, a family, an identity that had nothing to do with being sick and everything about being a part of something bigger than himself. On the days that Mossy was with the UCLA team, he didn't think about his treatments. He didn't think about being a kid with CF. He was a Bruin. And I want to acknowledge that a big part of that was Jackie. She took the time to understand exactly what Mossy needed, set goals for his experience, and made sure the team was equipped to meet him right where he was. Even through some coaching changes and some inevitable roster changes, Mossy's experience never missed a beat, and that consistency does not happen by accident. Meanwhile, as I stood witness to his time with the team, I couldn't help but feel like those players might have needed Mossy too, giving them an opportunity to see the game through the eyes of someone that would do anything to be on that field. Something I didn't expect was the ripple effect of Mossy's match with the team. Some may have heard of the butterfly effect. The idea is that it's a tiny event, like a butterfly flapping its wings in Brazil, that can set off a chain of causes that ultimately causes a tornado in Texas. It's how seemingly small actions can have massive, unpredictable impacts. One thing Team Impact does is involve the entire family, including having siblings attend games, making everyone feel part of the team. My oldest son, Lorenzo, is a junior in high school and a soccer player himself, was right there alongside Mossy for much of this time with the team. Lorenzo watched those guys give their time, their energy, and their genuine care to his little brother, and something took root in him. Lorenzo now spends every weekend volunteering as a youth soccer coach in Compton, California. Both days, every single weekend. He didn't need a prompt or a push. He just saw what it looks like when people show up for each other. And he knew that he wanted to be that someone for someone else. And that's the butterfly effect in real time. The best part of this whole story, even though we're past that 2-year mark and the graduation, our match has not ended. That's the power and the impact of this program. Mossy doesn't feel like a former participant. He feels and knows he's a Bruin. Those guys feel like family, and Team Impact has this uncanny ability to translate the power of human connection into something a 10-year-old boy can feel for years to come. I sometimes think about that mom back in the delivery room almost 11 years ago, watching that timer, wondering if everything was gonna be okay. And I so wish I could go back and whisper to her, it's going to be okay. In fact, it's gonna be more than okay. There's a community waiting for you, a team that will show up for your son in ways you cannot yet even imagine. One that will remind him that he is so much more than his diagnosis, that he belongs, that some of the most powerful medicine can't be prescribed. It's the power of a team. So thank you to Team Impact. Thank you to Jackie. Thank you to everyone in this room who makes matches like Mossy's possible. You reminded this mom that she's not alone, but most importantly, neither is Mossy. So thank you.